Good morning. Today is Saturday, March 30th, and this daily bread is titled, Jesus' Sacrifice, Our Response. It's from Luke chapter 23, verse 44 to 56. The key verse is verse 46, and it says, Jesus called out with a loud voice, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." When he had said this, he breathed his last. It was now about noon, and darkness came over the whole land until 3 p.m, for the sun stopped shining, and the curtain of the temple was torn in two. Jesus called out with a loud voice, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." When he had said this, he breathed his last. The centurion, seeing what had happened, praised God and said, "Surely this was a righteous man." When all the people who had gathered to witness this sight saw what took place, they beat their breasts and went away. But all those who knew him, including the women who had followed him from Galilee, stood at a distance, watching these things. Now there was a man named Joseph, a member of the council, a good and upright man, who had not consented to their decision and action. He came from the Judean town of Arimathea, and he himself was waiting for the kingdom of God. Going to Pilate, he asked for Jesus' body. Then he took it down, wrapped it in linen cloth, and placed it in a tomb cut in the rock, one in which no one had yet been laid. It was preparation day, and the Sabbath was about to begin. The woman who had come with Jesus from Galilee followed Joseph and saw the tomb and how his body was laid in it. Then they went home and prepared spices and perfumes, but they rested on the Sabbath in obedience to the commandment. Daily bread. First, Jesus' sacrifice for me. At the climax of Jesus' crucifixion, darkness covered the land, and the temple curtain was torn in two. It was a symbol that Jesus' work of salvation on the cross was complete. We were once separated because of our sin, but now we have access to God through Jesus Christ, inviting us into a deep and personal relationship with Him. What impact has Christ's sacrifice made in your life? Are you living each day recognizing what Jesus did on the cross for you? The sad truth is, sometimes we don't live with that conviction in our lives. Even though Jesus gave up everything on the cross, we often hesitate to sacrifice even a small part of our comfort or free will. Jesus' sacrifice should move our hearts to live in a way that reflects our gratitude and honors what He has done for us. We shouldn't waste our life, but make every moment count by living for Him. Second, serving Jesus however we can. Joseph of Arimathea wasn't a faithful follower, but he served Jesus in a very significant way. He prepared a tomb for him that had never been used by anyone, so it was probably expensive and hard to obtain. But Joseph was determined to honor Christ in this way. How are you honoring Jesus with what you have? We may all be serving Jesus differently, but the point is, we're all serving Jesus. We find a way to honor Him. That's a demonstration of our sincere love for Him. There was once an elderly man at CSUN handing out pocket Bibles. With a big smile, he handed a Bible to one of our church leaders and said, "I want to be ready to meet my Father in heaven and honor Him until the very end of my life." The man's outer condition looked weak and fragile, but his spiritual conviction and love for the gospel radiated from his heart. He still wanted to serve and honor Jesus. Will this be a picture of your faithfulness to honor Christ at the end of your life? It starts with how you're living your life now. How can you better serve and honor Jesus now? Prayer. Lord, thank You for dying on the cross for my sins, redeeming me so that I can live a new life in You. Every day, help me understand just how important Christ's sacrifice is. Please help me respond to the love of Christ with faithfulness and devotion, so that I can honor you and make you known for the rest of my life. One word: Jesus died for my sin.